before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself.
The commissioner might need a stress ball, because when Congress starts asking questions and the feds start sniffing around the WNBA, you know it's serious. Caitlin Clark is only in her second year, yet she's getting tossed around like it's WWE, and now Washington is watching. Quick question before we dig in. Should the federal government step in, or is this league already beyond saving? Now the federal government is officially watching the WNBA, all because nobody thought it was a problem when Clark kept getting dropped like she owed people money. While the league tiptoes around the situation, probably hosting meetings that sound like, let's just wait it out. One thing is clear, this isn't going away. Look, nobody loves government investigations. Nobody's rooting for Uncle Sam to walk into a basketball game holding a clipboard. But when you've got players throwing elbows, referees acting blind, and league executives playing mute, you leave people no choice. Let's start with Cathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner. The person paid to lead the league is now trying to lead it into silence. She's been quieter than a library during finals week. If she had spoken up earlier, maybe things wouldn't have snowballed. Instead, Caitlin Clark keeps getting hit. On the court, off the ball, during dead balls, you name it. And the punishment for those cheap shots? Nothing. No ejections, no suspensions, no fines, just vibes.
But one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the Wall Street Journal. The author of the article is a guy by the name of Sean McLean. Let me read you, y'all, the opening couple of graphs, because I want you to hear the impact. This is serious. This is serious. And I could say it to my team here, having the footage and the receipts to back me up. I could be in that I told you so mode. I really, really could. But I ain't gonna do that. Because I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna be chill. But I could be saying I told you so. Because let me read this to you.
The first spark that lit this federal mess came from 3 major hits, starting with Kennedy Carter's now famous blindside shot, delivered when the ball wasn't even in play. Then came Diamond DeShields, channeling her inner NFL linebacker with a hit that looked more suited for the football field than a basketball court. And finally, Marina Mabre, casually delivering a move that looked less like defense and more like outright assault on the court. Add in Tina Charles's sneaky punch to the back, and suddenly it's hard to tell if we're watching basketball or a round of Street Fighter. Here's the kicker. None of these incidents were actual basketball plays, not one. This wasn't tough defense. It was premeditated, off-ball, full-body shoves like the players were auditioning for a stunt double role. And yet, the WNBA sat back with its arms crossed, pretending it was all business as usual. You'd think with Caitlin Clark's massive impact on revenue, selling out arenas, boosting TV ratings, moving jerseys, and increasing app downloads, they'd at least act like they cared. But no, the math seems clear. It's cheaper to let her get clobbered. The league wants the attention Caitlin brings, but not the responsibility of protecting her. She delivers profits, and in return, she gets shoulders to the ribs and a wall of silence. That silence is now part of the problem. Enter Indiana Senator Jim Banks, who's had enough. He sent a formal letter to the league, not PR fluff, demanding to know why repeated fouls and shoves go unpunished. He isn't asking for special treatment, just the same basic protection other stars in professional leagues get. When the wall. Street Journal framed Caitlin's treatment as a potential civil rights violation. It wasn't just an opinion, it was a warning shot. Then Stephen A. Smith weighed in, saying a federal investigation could be coming, and even speculating that Donald Trump might use the issue to rally political support. Love him or hate him, Trump jumping in to protect Caitlin Clark would split the nation in two and catapult the WNBA into front-page controversy. And maybe that's what it takes. Because so far, the league hasn't responded to fans, players, or journalists. Maybe they'll only speak up when Washington is knocking on their door.
Joined the league last year. Ms. Clark's impact has been seismic. Merchandise sales soared 601%. Indiana Fever viewership jumped 170%. The team's value tripled. League pass subscriptions climbed 366%. App engagement rose 613%. And her endorsements topped $11 million.
Now, some people are asking, why does this even matter? Here's why. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about a league that claims it wants to grow, earn respect, and be taken seriously, yet refuses to act like it. You can't have it both ways. You can't promote a player nonstop, move games to bigger arenas for her, hike ticket prices, plaster her face in every commercial, and then act surprised when people expect you to protect her. Fans are flying across the country just to see Caitlin play. Kids are showing up wearing her jersey. Families are spending money they can barely afford for the chance to watch her in person, and then she's getting hit so hard she might not even finish the game. That's not just a bad look. It's a betrayal of the very audience the WNBA says it wants to win over. If the league can't safeguard its biggest star, how can it claim to safeguard the game itself?
Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignored the relentless targeting of Ms. Clark, treating its greatest asset as if she were a PR thing. That approach could turn into a legal liability for the WNBA.
If I paid $400 to see LeBron James and he left in the second quarter because someone body-checked him into the scorer's table, I'd be furious, and rightfully so. There's also the sports betting factor to consider. Millions of dollars are now being wagered on these games. If referees are consistently ignoring obvious fouls on one of the league's top players, that's not just bad officiating. It starts to look suspicious. And when money is involved, suspicion has a way of turning into a full-blown investigation. Then there's the matter of team strategy. According to multiple players, yes, actual players, there have been locker room discussions about how to handle Caitlin Clark. That's the polite way of saying teams have openly planned just how physical they're going to get with her.
Sophie Cunningham told the Wall Street Journal she's Caitlin Clark's teammate, the Indiana Fever. The star player of the league is not being protected. Rebecca Lobo, analyst, ESPN. What does she say? Every single one of those plays against Caitlin Clark is with a foul. Dick Vitale, winning 1.29 million All-Star votes, came in for Caitlin Clark, yet she was ranked 9th among guards on the player ballot. Quote, absolutely pure jealousy that the WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. Someday they will realize what she has done for all of the players in the WNBA. Chartered planes, increase in salary, sold out crowds, improved TV ratings, etc.
This isn't speculation. Sophie Cunningham, now Caitlin's teammate, openly admitted that when she played in Phoenix, the team discussed exactly how tough they planned to be on Caitlin. Now, seeing it from the other side, even she says it's gone too far. When your own teammate thinks you're being abused, that speaks volumes. And then there's the racial and sexual dynamic no one wants to acknowledge. Caitlin is white, she's straight, and she's extremely marketable in ways that some other players in the league might not be. Some people simply don't like that. Former player Candace Wiggins has already said she was bullied out of the league for being straight, and now Caitlin's facing hostility for being white, straight, and successful. That's not just toxic culture, that's getting dangerously close to civil rights violations. The Department of Justice could very well be circling, because when sports, money, discrimination, and leadership silence mix, it draws federal attention. Yet Commissioner Cathy has been missing in action. Her job was simple: grow the league and protect its stars. Instead, she's allowed its biggest star to be treated like a pinball, while the WNBA turns into a political punching bag. Lawsuits are coming, complaints are piling up, and the footage of every hit, missed foul, and non-call is now legal evidence. The league had every chance to act, suspending Kennedy Carter, fining Diamond DeShields, or instructing referees to call games fairly. But they chose to wait it out. Now Congress is writing letters, the media is pushing back, and fans are turning. The WNBA wanted attention, but they got the wrong kind. Yet people still act confused, saying, Caitlyn's just being hazed, or this is normal for new stars. Except she's not a rookie. She's in her second year, an MVP candidate, and last season's assist leader. She's earned respect, not bruises. No other player is blindsided during dead balls or hit from behind without a whistle. If it happened to Sabrina Ionescu or Breanna Stewart, there would be fines and press releases within 24 hours. With Caitlyn, it feels like they're daring us to notice. The excuses are laughable. She talks too much trash. So does every player, male or female. It's part of the game. She's cocky. Since when is confidence a foul?